Welcome to the February edition of the New York State Family News Watch. Hi, I'm Reverend Bill Banuchi, Executive Director of the New York State Faith and Freedom Coalition. And boy, do we have a lot going on this month to tell you about. First of all, President Trump yesterday had his State of the Union message. And I'll tell you, if anyone had any suspicions or hesitations about where this man stood as far as biblical values go, that should have been answered yesterday without question. I am convinced he is the most pro-life, the most pro-God president, certainly in my lifetime, which means that we need to keep him in prayer because the daggers are going to be out for him as well. So we need to pray for him and for his administration that he can continue to lead us in the ways of righteousness and in the ways of biblical values. But we need to support him with our active participation in this government of the people. We can't sit back and wait for President Trump to do it. After all, he's not our Savior. Jesus Christ is still our Savior. But he's the man that God has placed there to help return this country back to the biblical values that have made us one nation under God. So I encourage you to pray for President Trump like never before and be willing to work like never before to see this nation come back to God. He even mentioned yesterday New York State. Unfortunately, he didn't mention it in a complimentary way when he talked about the Reproductive Health Act that was recently passed by the New York State legislature, legalizing baby killing. Now, just because it's legal, it's not right. And now Cuomo and his regime have legalized baby killing. They actually celebrated baby killing as well. That's nothing less than child sacrifice, and God won't stand for that. And so we have a responsibility to do what we can to see that bill actually repealed in New York State. Cuomo wants to have an amendment to the state constitution to make abortion a fundamental right. Well, we need to have an amendment to our U.S. Constitution to make life a fundamental right, as declared in our Declaration of Independence. So we want to work toward a life amendment in the U.S. Constitution, so we need to work for that. Not only is he devaluing life, he's now passed legislation to give free tuition to illegal immigrants. Now, I spoke with a young man yesterday who was telling me how he went to an aircraft mechanics school, and he got to a point where he needed to pay $2,000 more in tuition. And he was there, and in the class there were two illegal immigrants. He was told they were illegal immigrants by the translators that they had, who were paid for by the state. So these illegal immigrants were there on free tuition, paid for by the state, but yet this individual, an American citizen, had to pay $2,000 more. And because he didn't have it, he had to drop out of that aircraft mechanics school. That should not be. That's not right. So we need to continue to fight for righteousness. Also, we can expect Cuomo to come down with a lot of anti-gun laws. Hang on to your Second Amendment, because they're going to do all that they can to infringe upon our rights to bear arms. Once they take our arms, then we remain defenseless against a tyrannical government. So really, we have a lot to be concerned about here in New York. That's why we're going to address some of these issues in our February meeting. The State of the Union, even though President Trump said it is strong, basically, I think the state of our union is questionable, because it's going to depend on whether or not Christians get involved in this government of the people. Because if we remain complacent, the progressives, the godless ones, will continue to advance their agenda of godlessness and sexual depravity. So we need to get involved. So that's what we're going to cover the meeting on the 15th. Since this is National Marriage Week, we're going to cover the institution of marriage and family and talk about why it's important to preserve those institutions as defined in the Bible. At our meeting, we're also going to have a special pro-life initiative. I can't tell you the details about it now. You'll have to come to the meeting to find it out. But it's going to be a special pro-life initiative to equip and arm each and every one of you with the ability to really make an impact for the whole life issue. So I encourage you to come out February 15th right here at our offices in Newburgh, New York, 436 Robinson Avenue. So also, with all that's coming down this year, we really need you to join. A lot of people have said to me, particularly with this last week, and those who've watched these videos have come out and said, Bill, we really appreciate all that you're doing. Just thank you for being there and thank you for being a voice. Well, let me tell you something. The best way you can show me appreciation and thanks is by being an active member of the New York Faith and Freedom Coalition. All we're asking is that you get on our website and join up at $15 a month. That's not much, to really stand for the values that we do share. So again, I encourage you, get on our website, NYFFC.com, click on the link that says join or donate, and be a member at $15 a month, or even more if you'd like. We could use all the help that we can get. You wouldn't believe what we've been able to accomplish with so little of resources at this point. Imagine what we could do if we had more of you involved and more resources. So again, this is an army. It's an army of God. Our battle is not against flesh and blood, against spiritual forces of evil. But nevertheless, we must do our part, praying like it all depends on God and working like it all depends on us. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on the 15th at 7 o'clock here at our offices in Newburgh. If you have any questions at all or any concerns, I invite you to give me a call at 845-561-9499 or shoot me an email at bill@nyfaithandfreedom.com. Be sure to sign up for our YouTube channel. Get on our YouTube channel so you can stay updated on all the actions and happenings here at the New York State Faith and Freedom Coalition. So until then, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Take care. God bless, and let's keep working until we see once again America bless God.